Welcome to Stoic Lord. In a world where emotional intelligence is becoming increasingly crucial, many men find themselves navigating a landscape filled with complexities they may not fully understand. While women often communicate their feelings and needs through subtle cues and narratives, men frequently remain unaware of the emotional places that shape these expressions. This disconnect can lead to misunderstandings and strained relationships, leaving many men wondering why they struggle to connect on a deeper level. By delving into the realms of female psychology and the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, we can uncover essential insights that can bridge this gap. In this exploration, we will reveal the hidden emotional landscapes that 99% of men may be oblivious to, equipping them with the knowledge and tools to foster more meaningful connections and nurture healthier relationships. Join us as we navigate this journey of awareness and understanding, transforming the way men perceive and engage with the women in their lives. 1. The hidden depths of emotional processing. To kick things off, let's delve into emotional processing, an often misunderstood aspect of female psychology. Women frequently engage in a complex interplay of emotions that involves deep introspection. Unlike the stereotypical notion that emotions are expressed spontaneously, many women take significant time to analyze their feelings before sharing them. Imagine a woman who has had a challenging day at work. She may experience frustration, disappointment, or even anger. However, instead of immediately voicing these emotions, she often reflects on the events. She considers not only what happened, but also how it made her feel and how she wishes to address it. This internal processing can leave men feeling bewildered when a woman suddenly shares a profound emotion or concern. Understanding this mechanism is crucial for fostering patience in conversations. When men recognize that a woman's emotional expression may come after a significant internal journey, they can approach discussions with empathy. This awareness can transform potentially confusing interactions into opportunities for connection, enhancing the quality of communication in relationships. Consider how this understanding can play out in real life. If a woman brings up a topic of discussion that seems out of the blue, it may be because she has been mulling over it for quite some time. Instead of dismissing her insights or responding defensively, men can acknowledge her feelings and encourage her to share her thoughts. This approach not only validates her experience, but also opens the door for richer, more meaningful conversations. Take, for instance, the story of Sarah and Tom. Sarah had a tough day at work, where she felt unheard by her colleagues. When she finally shared her feelings with Tom later that evening, she expressed, "I felt completely invisible today." Tom, recognizing that Sarah had taken time to process her emotions, responded with empathy, saying, "I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds really frustrating. Want to talk about it?" This validation opened a safe space for Sarah to express her feelings further, leading to a deep and supportive conversation. Understanding the nuances of emotional processing can lead to more effective conflict resolution. For example, if a disagreement arises, men should recognize that their partner may need time to process her feelings before she can articulate them. This patience can prevent miscommunication and promote healthier discussions. Men can practice their own emotional processing. By taking time to reflect on their feelings and how they impact their interactions, they can model healthy emotional behavior. This reciprocal understanding can enhance emotional intimacy and create a more robust foundation for the relationship. 2. The power of nonverbal cues. Next, we turn our attention to the significance of nonverbal communication. Women often communicate emotions through subtle cues, body language, gestures, and facial expressions. These nonverbal signals can convey messages that words might not capture. For example, a slight frown, a raised eyebrow, or a change in posture can reveal a woman's emotional state. If she crosses her arms during a conversation, it might indicate defensiveness or discomfort. Conversely, leaning in while speaking can signify interest and openness. By honing in on these nonverbal signals, men can become more attuned to their partner's emotional states. To enhance this skill, men can practice active observation during conversations. Rather than solely focusing on the words being said, they should pay attention to how their partner's body language shifts in response to different topics. This attentiveness not only helps in understanding emotions better, but also fosters a deeper emotional connection between partners. Effective communication involves a dance of words and nonverbal cues. Consider a scenario where a woman is discussing a challenging issue at work. While she may articulate her thoughts clearly, her body language, such as avoiding eye contact or fidgeting, can tell a different story. By learning to recognize these signals, men can respond more appropriately, offering support and validation that aligns with her emotional needs. Practicing empathy in response to these cues can lead to a more harmonious relationship. If a man senses that his partner is feeling overwhelmed, he can ask gentle, open-ended questions that encourage her to express her feelings. This not only demonstrates his attentiveness, but also reinforces the bond they share, paving the way for deeper intimacy. A great example of this can be seen in the relationship between Mia and Jake. Mia often felt stressed about her job, but struggled to articulate her feelings verbally. Jake, noticing her body language, her tense shoulders and frequent sighs, decided to approach the topic gently. He said, "I can see you're feeling a bit off today. Do you want to share what's on your mind?" Recognizing her unspoken cues allowed Mia to open up about her stress, deepening their emotional connection. Men can enhance their understanding of nonverbal communication by engaging in activities that sharpen their observational skills. For instance, they could practice watching films or shows without sound, trying to interpret the characters' emotions based solely on their expressions and body language. This exercise can improve their ability to read nonverbal cues in real-life situations. Maintaining eye contact during conversations can help reinforce emotional connection and demonstrate genuine interest. By practicing active engagement, men can create an environment where their partner feels valued and understood, leading to a healthier and more fulfilling relationship. 3. Navigating societal expectations. Let's now pivot to the topic of societal expectations. Women often find themselves navigating a complex maze of societal pressures that influence their emotional experiences. From a young age, they are frequently socialized to prioritize the feelings and needs of others, leading to a complicated relationship with their own emotions. Consider the expectation that women should always be nurturing, empathetic, and accommodating. These societal norms can create internal conflicts, particularly when their own needs are sidelined. When a woman feels pressured to be the caretaker in her relationships, she may neglect her own emotional health, leading to feelings of resentment and burnout. Men can support women by acknowledging these societal influences and encouraging open dialogue about them. Engaging in conversations that allow women to share their experiences with societal expectations can foster deeper empathy and understanding. For instance, asking open-ended questions like, "How do you feel about the pressures society places on women?" can invite meaningful conversations that enrich the relationship. This simple act of inquiry shows that men are willing to listen and learn, paving the way for a supportive partnership. Men can actively challenge societal norms by celebrating women's achievements and encouraging them to prioritize their own needs. By advocating for a more balanced approach to emotional labor and societal roles, men can help create an environment where women feel empowered to express their emotions authentically. A relatable illustration of this dynamic can be found in the experiences of Laura and Ben. Laura often felt torn between her career ambitions and societal expectations to be the primary caregiver for their children. She expressed her frustrations to Ben, who responded with understanding, saying, "I see how hard it is for you to balance everything. Let's find a way to share these responsibilities." This acknowledgement of societal pressures not only validated her feelings, but also reinforced their partnership in navigating these challenges together. Men can also take proactive steps to help dismantle harmful stereotypes. For example, they can advocate for equal parenting roles, challenge gender biases in the workplace, and support their partners in pursuing their ambitions. By actively participating in these conversations, men can demonstrate their commitment to equality and understanding. Creating a safe space for women to voice their thoughts and feelings about societal expectations can lead to healing and empowerment. Men can initiate discussions by sharing their observations about societal pressures and asking their partners how they feel about them. This collaborative approach can foster a deeper connection and mutual understanding. 4. The impact of past experiences. As we explore further, let's examine how past experiences shape emotional responses. Women often carry emotional baggage from previous relationships and experiences, which can influence how they react to new situations. For example, if a woman has endured betrayal or trust issues in past relationships, she might approach new relationships with caution and skepticism. This wariness can manifest as hesitation to fully open up or a tendency to question a partner's intentions. Men can play a pivotal role in creating an environment of trust by being attentive to and respectful of their partner's past. Engaging in conversations about previous experiences can help men understand the context behind certain emotional reactions. By providing reassurance and demonstrating trustworthiness, men can help alleviate some of the burdens carried from the past. A practical approach is to initiate discussions in a safe and supportive manner. For instance, a man might say, "I know you've had challenging experiences before, and I want you to feel safe sharing anything that's on your mind." This invitation not only validates her feelings, but also reinforces the idea that he is there to support her without judgment. It's essential for men to be patient. Trust building takes time, especially if a woman has been hurt before. By demonstrating consistency, reliability, and understanding, men can help create a safe emotional space where women feel comfortable opening up. Consider the situation of Emma and Alex. Emma had gone through a painful breakup that left her feeling insecure about trusting others. When she started dating Alex, she found herself hesitant to share her feelings. Alex, recognizing her struggles, approached her gently, saying, "I understand if you need time. Just know that I'm here whenever you feel ready to talk." This patience and understanding demonstrated Alex's commitment to building trust, allowing Emma to gradually open up about her past. Men can help by actively creating positive experiences that reinforce trust. Engaging in activities that foster connection, such as shared hobbies or open discussions, can create a sense of security. By consistently showing up and being present, men can help their partners feel safe and valued. It may be beneficial for men to educate themselves about the emotional impacts of trauma and past experiences. Understanding how these factors influence behavior can enhance empathy and lead to more informed responses in relationships. 5. The balance of emotional labor. Now let's address the concept of emotional labor. a term that refers to the effort involved in managing emotions within relationships. This responsibility often falls disproportionately on women, who may find themselves in roles where they are expected to nurture, support, and maintain the emotional atmosphere of the relationship. For example, many women feel responsible for remembering special dates, checking in on their partner's emotional state, and facilitating conversations about feelings. This imbalance can lead to feelings of exhaustion and resentment, as it can feel like an unrecognized burden. Men can benefit from recognizing this dynamic and actively participating in emotional labor. Simple actions, such as remembering important dates, initiating conversations about feelings, and being proactive in checking in on their partner's emotional well-being, can significantly alleviate this burden. To illustrate, a man might take the initiative to plan a special date or surprise his partner with a thoughtful gesture. This act of consideration not only shows love and appreciation, but also demonstrates a commitment to sharing emotional responsibilities. Men can engage in discussions about emotional labor by asking questions like, how can we better support each other emotionally? This collaborative approach encourages open communication and highlights the importance of shared responsibility in maintaining a healthy relationship. For instance, consider the relationship between Karen and Mike. Karen had been feeling overwhelmed by the emotional demands of their family and work life. Mike, noticing her stress, decided to take charge of planning their upcoming anniversary. He planned a weekend getaway, complete with activities they both loved. When he revealed the surprise, Karen felt seen and appreciated. This gesture not only demonstrated Mike's commitment to sharing emotional labor, but also strengthened their bond by showing that he valued her well-being. Men can also proactively offer emotional support during challenging times. For instance, if a woman is going through a tough period at work or dealing with personal issues, offering to listen or help in practical ways can significantly lighten her emotional load. Simple gestures like cooking dinner or running errands can show that men are aware of their partner's struggles and are willing to share the burden. Establishing a routine for regular check-ins can help both partners stay attuned to each other's emotional states. Setting aside time for open discussions about feelings can create a healthy habit of emotional sharing and reinforce the importance of mutual support. 6. Feminine resilience and strength. Women often embody remarkable resilience in coping with emotional challenges. This strength is not always visible, but reflects their ability to navigate life's complexities with grace and determination. Consider the many roles women play: caregiver, professional, friend, while maintaining their emotional health. Each day they face various challenges that require immense strength and adaptability. Men can learn from this resilience by recognizing that vulnerability is not a weakness, but rather a form of strength. Encouraging discussions about challenges and how women cope can foster mutual growth. Men can also share their own struggles, creating a safe space where both partners feel comfortable expressing their vulnerabilities. For example, during a quiet moment, a man might say, "I've been feeling overwhelmed with work lately, and I'd love to talk about it if you're open to listening." This invitation opens the door for reciprocal sharing and deepening the emotional connection. Celebrating the resilience of women can strengthen relationships. Men can acknowledge and appreciate their partner's achievements and struggles, reinforcing the idea that their strength is recognized and valued. This recognition can empower women to continue embracing their resilience while allowing men to share in that strength as partners. A powerful example involves the story of Julia and Sam. Julia had been juggling her career aspirations and family responsibilities, often feeling the weight of the world on her shoulders. Sam, noticing her struggles, made a conscious effort to acknowledge her hard work, saying, "I see how much you do for our family. Your dedication is inspiring." This affirmation not only boosted Julia's confidence, but also reinforced their partnership, allowing them to share the burdens of life together. Men can actively participate in discussions about resilience by sharing stories of their own challenges. This reciprocal sharing can foster a sense of solidarity and mutual support. For example, if a man discusses a difficult project at work and how he overcame obstacles, it can inspire his partner to share her own experiences and coping strategies. Participating together in activities that build resilience, such as physical challenges or creative projects, can strengthen the bond between partners. These shared experiences can provide opportunities to celebrate each other's strengths and foster a deeper understanding of one another. 7. The intersection of logic and emotion. Understanding the intersection of logic and emotion is vital in relationships. Women often balance both aspects when making decisions, leading to nuanced emotional responses. For instance, a woman might logically understand that a certain situation is not worth stressing over, yet she may still feel anxious about it. This duality can create confusion, particularly if her partner expects her to respond solely with logic. Stoicism can play a significant role in this context. By practicing acceptance and rationality, men can support women in navigating their emotional complexities. Encouraging discussions that validate both emotional and logical perspectives can lead to a deeper understanding of each other's thought processes, fostering a collaborative approach to problem solving. A practical example could involve a situation where a woman is anxious about an upcoming job interview. While she may know logically that she is qualified for the position, her emotions may create self-doubt. Instead of downplaying her feelings, a supportive response might be, "It's completely normal to feel anxious before an interview. How can I help you feel more prepared?" This acknowledgement of her emotional state, combined with a logical approach, can reinforce her confidence and promote a sense of partnership. To further illustrate, consider the case of Lisa and Mark. Lisa was preparing for a presentation at work and felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. Mark noticed her tension and approached the situation with empathy. He said, "I know you've worked hard for this. Just remember, you've done all the prep. How about we practice together?" By recognizing her emotional struggle while also offering a logical solution, Mark provided both support and encouragement, helping Lisa navigate her feelings effectively. Men can benefit from developing their own emotional awareness. By recognizing their feelings and how they impact their decision-making, they can model healthy emotional processing. This self-awareness can foster a culture of open communication, where both partners feel comfortable discussing their emotions and the logic behind their choices. Engaging in activities that require both logic and emotion, such as strategic games or creative projects, can enhance the couple's ability to navigate these dynamics together. By collaborating in these endeavors, they can learn to appreciate each other's strengths and develop a more balanced approach to decision-making. 8. Cultivating empathy through Stoicism. Speaking of Stoicism, let's explore how its philosophies can cultivate empathy in relationships. Stoicism encourages individuals to step outside themselves and seek to understand others' perspectives and emotions. Men can apply these principles by actively listening to their partner's feelings and experiences without judgment. Practicing empathy involves not just hearing words, but connecting with the underlying emotions. For instance, when a partner shares a difficult experience, instead of immediately offering solutions, men can respond with statements like, "That sounds really tough. How did that make you feel?" This approach validates the partner's emotions and fosters a deeper emotional connection. Practicing mindfulness can enhance empathy. by taking a moment to breathe and center themselves before responding. Men can approach conversations with a more open heart. This mindful response allows them to engage with their partner's feelings without the interference of their own emotions or biases. Men can encourage their partners to express their feelings freely. Creating an environment where open dialogue is welcomed can help women feel safe sharing their experiences. By fostering this emotional openness, men not only strengthen their relationships, but also enhance their own emotional intelligence. For example, consider the interactions between Nora and Liam. Nora shared a challenging experience from her day, feeling judged by a colleague. Instead of jumping in with advice, Liam took a moment to empathize, saying, "That sounds really frustrating. It's understandable to feel upset about being judged. How do you want to handle it?" This response not only validated Nora's feelings, but also encouraged her to explore her emotions more deeply. Men can engage in practices that enhance emotional awareness and empathy. Activities such as journaling about feelings, reading literature that explores human emotions, or participating in workshops on emotional intelligence can be valuable. These practices can help men understand their own emotions better, making it easier for them to empathize with their partners. Men can explore the concept of compassionate communication, which emphasizes understanding and responding to emotions with kindness and empathy. By incorporating these principles into their interactions, they can create a more supportive and nurturing environment for their partners. 9. The role of community and connection. Women often rely on strong friendships and community support for emotional well-being. These connections provide a safe space for sharing feelings, experiences, and challenges. Men can encourage and support these friendships, understanding that they play a critical role in women's emotional health. By recognizing the importance of social connections, men can foster an environment where women feel empowered to nurture their relationships with friends. For example, a man might suggest a joint outing with his partner's friends, or encourage her to spend time with them without feeling guilty. This not only shows that he values her friendships, but also reinforces the idea that healthy relationships extend beyond romantic partnerships. Men can actively participate in discussions about the importance of community and connection. Asking questions like, "How do your friends support you during tough times?" can invite meaningful conversations that deepen understanding and strengthen the bond between partners. Men can also seek to build their own support networks, recognizing that emotional well-being is essential for everyone. By sharing experiences and encouraging each other to cultivate friendships, both partners can grow individually and collectively. Consider the case of Rachel and David. Rachel had a close-knit group of friends who provided her with emotional support during tough times. David encouraged her to maintain those connections, often saying, "I think it's great that you have such supportive friends. Why don't you invite them over for dinner this weekend?" This encouragement demonstrated that David appreciated Rachel's friendships, reinforcing their partnership and promoting emotional well-being for both. Men can also share their own experiences and friendships, actively participating in discussions about the importance of community. Building a network of support can enhance emotional resilience for both partners, fostering a sense of belonging and connection. Engaging in community activities together, such as volunteering or joining clubs, can strengthen the bond between partners while also expanding their social networks. Shared experiences in these contexts can create opportunities for deeper conversations and emotional growth. 10. Embracing vulnerability as a strength. Finally, let's challenge the stigma surrounding vulnerability. Many men view vulnerability as a weakness, but it is, in fact, a powerful tool for building deeper relationships. By embracing vulnerability, men can encourage their partners to open up, creating a cycle of trust and emotional intimacy. Sharing struggles, fears, and insecurities can lead to more profound connections and mutual understanding. For instance, initiating conversations about personal challenges or fears can inspire women to reciprocate, fostering an environment where both partners feel safe to express their true selves. This shift in perspective can lead to more rewarding relationships based on authenticity and emotional depth. To illustrate, a man might share a personal story from his past that shaped his emotional landscape. By doing so, he demonstrates that it's okay to be vulnerable and that sharing can lead to stronger connections. This act of openness can inspire his partner to share her own experiences, creating a reciprocal exchange of trust and intimacy. Cultivating a culture of vulnerability within relationships can lead to healthier dynamics. Encouraging one another to express emotions freely without fear of judgment can transform the way partners relate to each other. It fosters an environment where both individuals feel valued and understood, ultimately enriching their connection. For example, consider the relationship between Adrian and Zoe. Adrian had always struggled with expressing his insecurities, feeling that it made him weak. However, during a candid conversation, he shared, "I sometimes feel inadequate compared to my colleagues." This admission opened the door for Zoe to share her own insecurities. Their discussion led to a deeper understanding of each other, reinforcing their emotional bond and creating a safe space for future vulnerability. Men can actively practice vulnerability by engaging in activities that encourage emotional expression. This could include participating in workshops focused on emotional intelligence, attending therapy, or simply having open discussions with trusted friends about their feelings. These practices can foster a culture of vulnerability that enhances emotional connection within the relationship. Men can also encourage their partners to embrace vulnerability by creating an environment where it is celebrated. Acknowledging and appreciating moments when a partner shares her feelings can reinforce the idea that vulnerability is a strength. For instance, a man can say, "I really appreciate you opening up to me. It takes courage to share your feelings, and I'm grateful for your trust." This acknowledgement can empower women to continue expressing their emotions freely. As we conclude this exploration into female psychology and Stoicism, it's clear that understanding these dynamics can significantly enhance relationships. By delving into the hidden depths of emotional processing, recognizing nonverbal cues, and embracing vulnerability, men can foster deeper connections and mutual understanding with women. The journey toward understanding each other is ongoing, but the insights shared today can serve as a foundation for healthier, more meaningful relationships. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Remember, the more we learn about each other, the stronger our bonds can become. Let's continue to bridge the gap and foster empathy in our interactions.